Hello everyone, this is L5 and welcome to the Cobra Central Toy Review. And today's review we're looking at the 2009 release by Hasbro of the Walmart Exclusive G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra Mini Battle Station and action figure reviews. And today's Mini Battle Station and action figures review we're looking at number 4 of the Heetseek Missile System. Now I got this straight from eBay, and yes, this is rather quite costly in price. This cost me about $60, $30 for the Heetseek Missile System and another $30 for the shipping. I live in Malaysia, what else am I going to do? This is rather extremely rare because this is a Walmart exclusive that appeared in 2009, and it appeared in a short period of time before they took it off from the shelves, which is rather hard to get. Now let's take a look at the front part of the packaging itself. We got on one side here, that includes the Arishikage tattoo and stickers. Inside here, in the window itself, it showcased the Heetseek Missile System. And one side here, we have Scrap Iron and Neo Viper on one corner now. Now, at the top part of the packaging is stated with a sticker there, only at Walmart, save money, live better. Here, it's stated that the packaging expands to a diorama, very nice. The top section here stated what's G.I. Joe really about. Now at the bottom is the file cards for the two characters. First we have Scrap Iron, and stated Scrap Iron is an anti-armor specialist and one of the chief designers for the Military Armaments Research Syndicate. An unforgiving perfectionist, he specializes in piezoelectric, I'm not too sure if that's how you pronounce it, fused anti-tank munitions, smart missile systems, and large-scale super weapons. Preferred weapon, Mars Industry D57-8 Extreme Environment Tactical Rifle. Again, the same weapon as being used for the Mars Troopers. Here it is stated for the Neo Vipers are cold-blooded commandos whose body and minds has been altered to change them into warriors incapable of fear or pain. Their enhanced physical abilities make them inhumanly strong, fast, and deadly, and their advanced composite body armor resists most ammunition. Also preferred weapon, Mars Industry D57-8 Extreme Environment Tactical Rifle. Apparently everyone is using the same weapons. Here is a small little instruction on how to apply the tattoo. And at the bottom section here is an instruction on how to assemble the diorama. And one side here, you got a nice little artwork of the Heetseek Missile System with the Neo Viper and Scrap Iron in action. Very nice. And on the other side here is the rest of the waves itself. Number 1, we have the Outpost Defender. This is the Surveillance Pod, which is number 3. And number 4 is the Heetseek Missile System. And lastly, we have the Laser Artillery Weapon. And at the back here, the smaller write-up stated, powerful and portable. The Heetseek Missile System is a force to be reckoned with. These heat-seeking smart weapons use sophisticated onboard computers to elude both aircraft and ground-based countermeasures, making them a formidable threat to the G.I. Joe team. Quite interesting. Here we have a small image on how the packaging will look like, especially when you expand the diorama itself and place the vehicle and the trailer vehicle with the two figures there. Here we have the Heetseek Missile System, and the features include missile system changes from stationary mode to mobile mode, launcher elevates and swivels, stowable programming console, and retractable stabilizer legs. Next to it is Scrap Iron and the Neo Viper. Very nice. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the toys. Be right back. And we're back after bringing the figure and the rest of stuff out from the packaging. But first things first, we'll take a look at what's being packaged inside the box itself. Now, it comes with 2 stickers. One of them is the movie version of the G.I. Joe logo, very nice. At the back there is all blank. And the second one is the Cobra logo. Then we have here is a temporary tattoo, which is a logo for the Arishikage clan. On the other side is a small little instruction on how to apply the temporary tattoo onto your skin. And then we have a small little instruction sheet on how to assemble the diorama, which is very simple, as you can see here. Now let's take a look at the diorama. The diorama is actually quite nicely done with the artwork surrounding forests and mountains and at the background itself, there's a couple of explosions and 3 smoke sections. Very nicely done, very colorful, brightly colored too, and very easy to assemble. As you can see, all you have to do is just place the tab here into this hole and slip in this piece here underneath this section here, and there you have it. If you don't like it being as a diorama because due to the size of it, you can always fold it back to straight and make it as a background image, because it actually makes a very nice background image. Now let's take a look at the 2 figures that came along with the packaging. First off, we'll take a look at the Neo Viper. Now the Neo Viper here is actually the same figure that came from the 2009 Rise of Cobra single carded version of the Neo Viper. There's no changes at all, so I don't want to go into too much details onto this. Basically, he does come with a nice little base stand, which is a Rise of Cobra base stand here that's shaped like a dog tag. I'll place the figure standing straight first. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Now the entire base stand here is shaped like a dog tag, as you can see, with 2 small pegs for the figure to stand on. However, the small pegs are too short to actually support the figure, so most of the time when you try to pull the figure with the base stand, it will just fall off. And the nameplate there stated as Neo Viper. At the back here stated 2009 Hasbro, made in China. And here we got a nice logo. Now for the Neo Viper here, it comes with the same accessories as the single carded. A backpack, 2 of the rifles, the energy rifles there, that connected side to side on the backpack itself, and the body armor. Now removing the body armor is rather simplistic. All you have to do is pull the buttons on the side at the bottom there, and then pull out the body armor. Now for the body armor and the rest of the accessories, all made in a, well, similar plastic color. The body armor is actually painted. As you can see, there's a little bit of shading going on, and it's to make it look a little bit more metallic, as you can see that. But the problem is it's not too metallic enough if you compare it to the movie version. But still a nice little accessory there. Now we have 2 of his weapons. First, we have a smaller pulse rifle here with a single handle. You got a small little scope on the top there. The details on one side is very nice, as you can see that, but the details on the other side is not really that well done. And there's a small little hole to connect to the side of the backpack. And of course, as you can see, the handle here, this is one of the major flaws for this weapon itself, because as you can see, the gap, the hole there is very small for the fingers to slip in, especially on the bottom section here. So you might be having some frustration trying to fit the finger into the gap inside, just so to have the figure hold the weapon. And then we have a 2-handle rifle itself. Not a lot of details, as you can see. There's a hole here to connect to the side of the backpack. Now as for the figure's paint job, majority of paint job is not applied to the figure itself. Majority of the paint job is just pure plastic color. It's either black or gray. As you can see there, the paint job involving on the corners are painted in silver. There's a small little Cobra logo on the upper bicep. The entire head is made of a grey plastic material, and you can see the plastic scarring on the side here. It's not really well done actually. Eye sockets are painted in black, and all the linings on the face itself are actually painted in black. But if you compare this to the movie version, it is not really well executed at all. It looks not bad, it's just not really well executed. Not one of my favorite Neo Vipers. The bottom section here is also painted with the same colors, and that's all there is for the colors itself. Now for the figure's mold, there's actually nothing new with the mold itself. The entire body, minus the head, is like, well, it uses the same body mold as the Mars Trooper. The Mars Troopers actually first came out in the 3-pack. As you can see there, they're about the same thing except for the head. The head is a totally well, unique head meant for the Neo Viper, but the mold of the head itself is not really well done. I really wish they actually put more effort on sculpting the head itself. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head can actually pivot downwards, upwards, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Torso here can move forward, back a little bit, and go side to side as well. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the arms this far. Elbow joint here can bend this far, bend back a little bit, and turn 360 degrees. The wrist joint is something I really don't like because it's situated at this section here, similar to the 25th anniversary version of the Cobra Viper. So you can still turn the wrist joint 360 degrees. The problem is that sometimes you may encounter certain Neo Vipers' wrist joint being so loose that it will pop up quite easily. And the hip joints here can move forward, back a little bit, to the sides, and double jointed knee joint, as you can see, that bends this far, and ankle joint here that bends down, up, and turn 360 degrees. Now let's equip the Neo Viper with all the accessories. The problem with the Neo Viper's body, or at least the Mars Trooper's body here, is so overtly overused in the movie line. Yes, even the Red Fang Ninja for the Rhino Cobra is using the same body type. Even the Tele Viper for the Rhino Cobra is also using the same body type as well. So it's rather disappointing. One final note that I also forgot to mention is the backpack itself. As you can see, the backpack is also quite boring because in the inside it's all hollowed out and it's made of the same plastic material as the rest of the accessories, except from the outer perception here you can see the entire thing is painted in black and you get to see a little bit of details there, but nothing really impressive. So overall the figure is actually not bad, but it's not really well executed, and the body mode is nothing that spectacular. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, I'm just gonna give it a nice 5 out of 10. Next, we'll take a look at Scrap Iron. Now, Scrap Iron here comes with 2 weapons and a base stand, as you can see there. Now, Scrap Iron's weapons are not really meant for, well, him. Both of the weapons here, first we have a small little silver colored pistol, or pulse pistol here, or energy pistol. Very nicely done with the details, as you can see there. Even has a small little laser sighting on the bottom, or whichever. Problem is, the handle of the pistol itself is rather thick. Same goes with the rifle itself. It's so thick that the fingers are having a bit of a hard time trying to slip it in, and you tend to stretch the hand way too much, or the thumbs of the hand of the figure itself way too much that you stress the plastic. And this pistol originally came from the Mars Trooper. Same goes with the rifle as well. And the rifle is pure plastic color in black. Not a lot of details there. It comes with the base stand and also a vest, which I'm gonna remove the vest to show everyone how it looks like. It's quite easy to remove the vest itself. All I have to do is just pop the head out first and remove the vest, and there you have it. Now the vest is nothing that spectacular. It's made of a orange plastic material. This is found in the comic pack for the 25th anniversary version of the Scrap Iron. The grenades here are made of a black plastic material because it's actually attached to the vest itself. It's not part of the vest. There's a smaller pouch that is painted in black, and 2 of the buckles there are painted in silver. 2 of the buttons on the side here to connect on the side section here, and there you have it. One final piece of accessory is the goggle, which is made of a, well, separate piece and made of a clear plastic material, as you can see on the top section here. However, they actually painted the entire thing into black. Very nice. Now, for the figure's paint job, majority of the paint job is not applied onto the figure itself. It's all, well, gray plastic material. However, some of the paint job involving the head is actually quite nice. The head is made of a dark gray plastic material. So they actually painted the entire helmet except for the sides here. So the entire helmet and including the face is painted. Nice little silver logo of a Cobra logo there. The face paint job is quite nicely done, especially on the scarring. Very nicely done with the scarring there. The eyes on one side here is all white, on the other side of the eye is normal. Got a small little Cobra logo on the upper bicep of the left arm. Grey pouch, which is painted of course. The straps are painted in dark grey, so thus the buckles are painted in silver. What's funny is that they didn't even bother to paint this section because, well, this section here, part of the straps itself is actually in black, but this section is dark grey, so it's kind of funny to see that. Kneecaps are painted in red, and the lower section of the legs here is actually painted the same colors as the uniform of the rest of the body. Lower section of the boots are not painted, it's just pure plastic color. Now for the mode of the scrap iron here, the head mode is actually from the Arctic Extreme 7-pack, as you can see. And the rest of the body parts are quite interesting. The torso and the waist joint are used from the 25th anniversary version of Cobra Viper. The arms and legs are actually used from the Cobra Trooper from the 25th anniversary line. Hence why you got this piece here. It's meant to hold the knife, but it doesn't come with that accessory. Now let's take a look at the nice little details of the mode itself. I really like the face mode. Very nicely done. And the Cobra logo on the top is very nice. But the rest of the body mode is a reuse mode, so I don't want to go into too much details. Let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head can actually pivot up and down, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Torso here can move forward, back, and go side to side and turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the shoulders up this high. Elbow joint bend this far, back, and turn 360 degrees. Wrist joint here turn 360 degrees. However, I really don't like this wrist joint because it's quite fragile and prone to breakage. Hip joints here can move forward this far, cannot move backwards, goes to the side. Double jointed knee that bends this far, and ankle joint that pivots downward, upward, and turn 360 degrees. Now let's equip scrap iron with all his accessories, which is rather simple to equip everything back in. All you have to do is just slip in his vest like so, and thank God his vest is so easy to place it back in. I really like, well, accessories that is easy to apply onto the figure itself. Place the goggles. There's no point to equip the figure with the weapons itself, considering the large, thick handles. So overall, if I want to give a rating out of this figure, it's actually not bad for, well, this figure that came in this mini battle station pack. Now, what's interesting to note is that for the Arctic version, you can see that the Arctic version of scrap iron is way more taller compared to this version. You can see that. But I still prefer this version because it looks, well, quite close to the comic version of the G.I. Joe's, Marvel G.I. Joe's scrap iron. It looks quite near to that. So if I'm going to give a rating on this, I'll say I'll give it a nice 6 out of 10. Problem is it doesn't come with his own accessories like the missile launchers and whatsoever, and he came with these two weapons that he barely able to hold properly without risking that, stressing the joints on the hands itself. So 6 out of 10 for scrap iron and 5 out of 10 for the Neo Viper. Next up, we'll take a look at the Heetseek Missile System. Be right. And we're back, and this time we'll take a look at the Heetseek Missile System. Now, first things first, inside the packaging comes with a small little instruction manual detailing the technobabble describing the Heetseek Missile System. On the other side here, showcase where to place the stickers. Speaking of the stickers, there's a sticker sheet that's total of 16 labels that you need to apply onto the Heetseek Missile System, which is very easy to apply. Now let's take a look at the colors for the Heetseek Missile System. There's no paint job involving for this entire trailer. There's only 2 colors applied, which is all plastic color. We have red plastic color and majority black. Now the system actually comes with 3 accessories, which is, well, 4 if you count the control panel, but it's actually attached to the, well, to the trailer itself. 3 of the missiles are detachable, and you can see the entire thing here. Now there's a small little slot here, a small little slit of hole where you can attach it to the turret here. There are 3 points for you to attach. Now the problem with this missile itself is that a simple nudge or a slight nudge, be it from the top or from the back itself, if you nudge it on the sides of course, it tends to fall off very easily. So I suggest putting a clear coat of a nail polish onto the pegs itself, let it dry, and then place the missile onto it, because without it, it's just a bit too loose and way too easy to pop off from the turret itself. Speaking of the turret, let's take a look at the features for the trailer itself. Now it comes with a turret. The top section here can actually pivot upwards and down. Very nice. You have to be careful with the missile because it tends to fall off quite easily. Now from this section here, you can actually rotate the entire turret 360 degrees. We also have a pair of working wheels which, well, spins quite nicely and it doesn't squeak. It's actually supported by a metal bar, which is quite nice. Then we have the control panel, which is attached with a simple string to the trailer itself, and the lower section of the legs itself is a separate piece. Then we have 4 stabilizers, as you can see, and a hookup at the back. First things first, let's do the transformation for the Heetseek Missile System. First, we move the legs up this far and then push it all the way in. Then we move the stabilizer legs all the way up this far. You have to be careful and not nudging the missiles, otherwise the entire missiles will just fall off. And the final piece here is to remove this. Place this control panel here, like so. And the final piece for the leg is to plug it at the bottom section here. Now you notice inside there's the metal bar. Now the moment you place this in, you're actually clogging, because it goes all the way in straight to the metal bar itself, sort of hindering the wheels to move smoothly. Right now the wheels are moving very smoothly. The moment I place this in, and you can try to put it loosely, but it will just dangle all over the place. You have to push it in as deep as you want it to. And you can see the wheels right now are all tightened up, which is not really good. It's a flaw of the design itself. Now let's do the demonstration of the trailer hookup. You got the hookup here. We use the blue Hashtag from the 25th anniversary line. There's the hookup here, and then you can hook up to your Hashtag vehicle with this trailer. And when you pull it, you can notice the wheels do not move at all, which is rather disappointing actually. Now I'm going to remove all the missile first to show you the entire system's mold. Now as you can see, there's a lot of nice details, but the mold itself is actually quite interesting. Here, I'm not too sure if you can see it, it's quite hard to see. From this section here, stated Hasbro 1982 made in China. This is based on the 1982 MMS mold, which is very, very nice. And there's a lot of nice details A lot of nice details for the mold itself, a lot of technical parts here, a lot of rivets, a lot of panels. Very nice. Engine parts there, nicer details. Of course, you got the control panel here, you got a smaller handle as well at the bottom section here. Very nice in details. But it's a pity that the moment you place the lower legs inside, this entire wheel doesn't work anymore. It's just too tight for the wheel to move. Furthermore, I really find it frustrating to handle the Heetseek missiles because they fall off way too easily. But overall, it's a very nice playset, especially when you can play a hookup with other vehicles. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, it's a very nice playset, but it's also quite frustrating at times, and also the wheels don't work when you place the leg stand. But in its offense mode, it looks very nice. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, I'll say I'll give it a nice 8 out of 10. Yes, 8 out of 10 for the Heetseek Missile System. I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.